So third is the having to deal with the ups and downs of the business, right? So that can be having a good run of really good paying jobs, and you have money coming in and you're making a good margin, and then all of a sudden you might have a couple of weeks or a month where it just seems like every job you do something goes wrong. Or you know, and it can be sometimes the taxing part of that is you dealing with like accidents, damage to property, and then you're on top of just dealing with the fact that you screwed up, which is frustrating and exhausting in its own right, at least for me. You also might have to deal with insurance and things like that, right? Like that's a big part of this industry as a small tree service owner. There's all of that up and down, and if you're a solo guy like I am, a lot of times what happens is when you have work coming in, you have so much work you almost can't keep up with bids and doing the work, which is great. You're just like like I was booked out 10 weeks, right? But now it's winter and I haven't been able to build up any potential work, because sometimes you have to, we'll get into this in marketing and stuff, but sometimes you have to plant the idea to people to get tree work done, and it's not until months later that they actually act on it. Okay. So there's these ups and downs, there's peaks and valleys in work, and you have to be ready for those the best that you can, because a lot of times if you're not really prepared that well, and even if you are prepared well, the certain bills you just have to have don't stop, right? You've got to pay them, so you've got to figure out how to get at least enough to make your income for the month and things like that, and that can be challenging. So definitely some peaks and valleys in the income area, and also just in the work area of, like, you might have really good months where you bid everything pretty close to accurate and you made good margins, and then all of a sudden it's like, I don't know, at least for me and for others that I talk to as well, it seems like every bid that you bid you just didn't get for like a week or something, or 2 weeks, and then it's like, well, what did I do wrong, or what's going on, or, you know, am I too high, am I too low, or whatever. Is somebody undercutting me all the time? You have all these thoughts to go through your head, and that can be definitely a serious challenge to deal with. And then you just have the am I going to make the bill this month, and that kind of stuff from time to time. So I think you should at least be aware that this is not a uncommon thing. This is why a lot of tree service guys do like snow removal in the winter for certain areas. The good thing about other areas that doesn't have a lot of snow removal needed is that they usually can continue to work through the winter. And I can give you some tips on what to do about that as well. We'll talk about that in the future maybe. But so keep that in mind. Just be prepared for those ups and downs with just normal stuff. We're not even saying like major things going wrong. It's just, you know, there's always this seemingly ebb and flow of stuff that can happen, as far as, you know, things weird. Like sometimes I have people, they're super stoked and super excited, and I have like 3 jobs lined up that just cancel on me, and I'm always like, well, did they go with somebody else or not? But I look at their trees, and their trees haven't changed. But why a group of 3? You know, I mean, it's just weird. But that's how life is. Like, even when I worked in retail as a teen, you know how it is. If you ever stand in one place in the mall for long enough, or even the grocery store, or, you know, restaurants, or any place that's like retail oriented where people come into the building, there's patterns in human nature that I can't explain. It's got to be some kind of psychological deal, or environmental, I don't know, but like groups of people come in. When I worked in retail, man, we'd be dead for like 2 hours, and all of a sudden you'd have so many people in the store you could almost not even move, you know, and then it would all go away, and then you'd be like a couple of people meandering in from time to time, and tree work can be that way at times as well. So keep in mind that you have to deal with that kind of stuff as well, for sure. It's a challenge, but it's possible. It's just something I think most people overlook or don't think about. They think, oh, I'll get work and it'll be steady and da 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 da, and for some it is. But at some point, almost everybody deals with these ebbs and flows. I deal with it about yearly because of the winter here. So that's just something I deal with. It's like I had 10 weeks of booked out work. Now I'm down to like 2 weeks or a week and a half. And if I really push myself, I could probably do it all in a week. But I'm like, well, what am I going to do for the next couple of weeks or the next month? And I'm trying to figure that out. Which brings me to the next point.